Magandang araw po sa lahat ng nakikinig ng aking vlog. Ito na naman po ulit si Ball Square para sa Ball Square Basketball. Now, iting part 2 ng pag-uusapan natin regarding sa mga quarterfinals match. So, nauna ko nang na-upload yung tungkol sa Token Text versus NLEX. At ito naman yung next game para sa Wednesday, that is May 13, 2026. Ito yung laban ng quarterfinals Meralco versus Magnolia. So yung Meralco dito, sila yung twice to beat, sila yung nasa number 4, and then yung Magnolia naman is twice to win, sila yung nasa number 5. Now take note, naglaban na yung dalawang ito ng Sunday yata ito naglaban, and then obviously ng panahon na yun parang halos no bearing game na para sa Meralco at sa Magnolia. Kasi kahit sino yung manalo rin or matalo, as long as manalo yung Ginebra sa second game, walang magiging problema. Sila pa rin magkakatapat. So parang ang nangyari doon is best of 3 na nga yun eh. Yung nagsimula siya ng Sunday. Because that was actually dependent upon the game ng Ginebra. So nanalo yung Ginebra, that was expected kasi medyo ni-struggle talaga yung TNT recently. So this is yung parang part 2 ng laban nila na nagtutuloy-tuloy na lang sa quarterfinals. Okay, start na po tayo sa analysis natin. So magkakaroon tayo ng prediction dito eh. And by the way, lilinawin ko lang na this is for the series itself hindi lang yung game 1 and game 2. So dito sasabihin ko na yung probably sa tingin ko na pwedeng manalo based on my analysis both in the numbers at saka yung mga player matchup itself. So yung vlog na to katulad ng nauna will comprise of at least 5 parts. So yung unang part nun, that will be yung analysis ng elimination games nila, yung mga averages. And then of course yung analysis ng part 2, yung analysis ng laban nila, that was on Sunday. And then of course yung key matchup ng mga player, maghanap lang ako ng 4 na player na probably sila yung mag-stand out sa mismong series nila. And then yung game plan, and then finally of course yung verdict. Doon ako pipili ng probably sa tingin kong mananalo for the series. So dalawang game probably pwede rin isa kung manalo na yung Meralco, pero titignan natin kung anong mangyayari. So we're going to start with part 1. Ito yung tinatawag nating titignan natin yung elimination average nila. Now if you look at this one, halos pareho lang talaga. May konti lang difference sa mga score, opponent score, and then points in the paint, and then perimeter points. Pero basically this two team is halos parehong pareho. Kaya ito napakahirap magbigay ng verdict dito kung sino yung pwedeng lamang. Kasi if you actually look yung mga statistic nila, yung number nila dito, halos parehong pareho lang eh. Meron sabihin natin na pwedeng lamang ng konti, pero konting-konti lang. Take a look sa Meralco, pwede nating sabihin na lamang sila ng score, pero 2 points lang. Pagdating naman sa opponent score, pwede nating sabihin lamang yung Magnolia kasi mas konti yung na-allow nila na score sa kalaban, pero konti lang din, 2 points. So if you look at this one, talagang dikit na dikit sila. So itong dalawang team na to is halos parehong pareho lang. So this is going to be a very difficult game to actually predict. Kasi yun nga, masyado silang balance. O kaya sabihin na lang natin, they are almost equal in all the aspect here, yung statistic. Now, yung part 2 na ito, sabi ko parang ayoko na pag-usapan to kasi yun nga, yung laban nila, that was on Sunday. Parang it was a no-bearing game, and I think yung Meralco hindi na talaga naglaro nun eh. Yung parang wala ng problema whether they actually play to win or not to win. Kasi parang no bearing yun eh. Kasi kung manalo yung Meralco doon at manalo pa rin yung Magnolia, manalo naman yung Ginebra, Magnolia pa rin yung makakatapat nila. So, kahit anong gawin nila doon, walang mangyayari. So, siguro ng panahon na yun ng Sunday, tinignan na lang, medyo hindi na sila masyado nag-effort. Kaya if you actually look at this one, yung 1-on-1, hindi natin pwede ito gamitin as part of the yung parameter na pwede natin gamitin para i-predict kung sino yung mananalo because hindi nga sila masyado nag-effort yung Meralco. Siguro yung elimination pwede kasi tinitingnan natin they are basically the same, so pantay na pantay yung performance ng team na to. So yung na-discuss na natin yung part 1 and part 2, yung part 2 hindi masyado mahalaga kasi nakakatulad na nasabi ko kanina, ito sa no-bearing game. At hindi natin magawa ng analysis yun kasi hindi talaga sila naglaro. So this time we're going to move on yung tinatawag nating analysis ng kung sino ba yung may momentum going into the quarterfinals. Now to do that, gagamitin natin yung tinatawag nating win-loss record nila and then alamin natin yung streak. Kasi magkikwento yun regarding sa performance sila para sa buong elimination. So we're going to start with Meralco at ang standing nila is 8-4. Ito yung win-loss nila. And then meron silang, ito nakikita nyo nasa taas, ito yung streak So from 0, walang game, and then plus 2 wins, minus 1 loss, plus 3 wins, minus 2 loss, plus 3 wins. And ito negative 1, yung minus 1, yung pinakadulo. It could either be a win or loss Yun nga lang, kasi parang no bearing game. It could either go positive 1 o kaya negative 1. Okay, sabihin lang natin plus 4 na lang dapat to. So ito hindi talaga nagpapakita ng masyadong talagang clear kasi nga yung last game I think medyo hindi talaga nagseryoso yung Meralco doon pero still even if you look at this one makakita lang straight line dito which means Meralco has a certain momentum going into the quarterfinals. So, hindi sila yung nasa slump, hindi sila yung pababaing laro. Okay yan, walang problema. So, that is a good indicator. Going into the quarterfinals, meron silang momentum which means yung plus 3 winning, it could have been plus 4. Pero dahil nga yung last game is parang no bearing, hindi na nila sineryoso. That's a good sign for Meralco. Pag nakikita mo yung chart na to, automatic malalaman mo agad na may direction yung team nila. Now, in the case of Magnolia, nakikita natin this is 7-5. You try to recall na ng unang part ng conference, talagang medyo nagtatalo sila So, ang import nila doon si Noni Omot, which is actually I think magaling naman, pero hindi nagpipit kasi ang kailangan nila doon is center o kaya power forward, which is nakuha naman nila kay Chapman. So in this case, ang mangyari dito, they have negative 3, that is yung unang loss streak nila, and then followed by 2 wins. Ito si Chapman na to, and then minus 1, plus 2, minus 1, and then yung nasa pinakadulo, ito ang pinakamalaga dito, yung plus 3. So hindi natin malalaman kung kung this is supposed to be plus 2 lang, kasi yun nga yung laban nila, that was the last one is Meralco, pero a win is still a win So pag nakakita tayo ng ganito, especially sa dulong part ng elimination na nagpapanalo ko na, it means kahit paano may momentum ka rin going into the quarterfinals. Now eto yung pangalawang part na nag-i-equal both yung Meralco at saka yung Magnolia. So yung unang part ng pinakita ko yung statistic regarding sa mga games, yung numbers sa games nila in the 12 games that they played. Sabi ko pareho lang to wala nang masyadong diferensya. Pagdating dito, yung performance nila in terms of yung win-loss streak nila, pwede ko rin sabihin na both of them have momentum because if you actually look yung tinatawag natin ditong parang direction, ito yung nakikita nating dash line. Ito hindi ko na nailagay kanina sa TNT versus NLEX Pero if you look at this one, this is an indicator na meron kang momentum going into the quarterfinals. Kasi makikita mo pataas So that is how you actually read yung tinatawag nating win-loss streak nila. For the next part ng ating analysis, ang pag-usapan natin yung mga matchup. Now dito, ginawa ko na lang, simplify ko na lang. So 4 na player kukuha ko, one of them is the import matchup, the leader matchup, yung rest back matchup, and then finally yung tinatawag kong X-Factor. So, para sa akin, 4 na player lang yung magdi-decide talaga kung ano yung kalalabasan ng game. So, yung first matchup, it's going to be the matchup, the import, that's going to be Marvin Jones against Chapman. Now, if you look yung tinatawag nating statistics, kay Jones, ang statistic niya is 22.42 points, 11.17 rebounds, and then 2.17 assists. Now, that is a solid contribution para sa import. Now, ang comment ko lang kay Jones is parang siya yung tipong good reinforcement, pero hindi siya yung matatawag nating game changer. Nakakatulong siya sa team nang hindi mo napapansin kasi kahit paano na ibibigay naman niya yung numbers na hinihingi. Kasi tawag nga lang naman yan ni reinforcement Pero if we actually compared it sa kay Chapman ang statistics niya is 27.78 points, 10.67 rebounds in 2.33. So medyo lamang lang ng konti si Chapman pagdating sa points, pero when I'm actually watching yung laro ng dalawang to, ang pakiramdam ko lang si Chapman is actually more impactful pagdating sa actual na laro. So he's more of a type of import na pwedeng baguhin yung takbo ng isang laro eh. Kasi si Marvin Jones, although he's actually very effective as an import, hindi ko nakikita sa kanyang tinatawag nating game changer pagdating ng mga actual na laro. So he's very helpful, pero these two, pag kinukumpara ko, I think si Chapman has more of an impact pagdating sa team ng Templados. O kumbaga mas malaki na itutulong niya. So, ang matchup na yan, ibibigay ko yung import na edge, that is going to be kay Chapman. So, yung second matchup naman natin, it's going to be the leader. Now, yung best player ngayon ng Meralco, I think is no longer si Newsome, pero I think is still yung recognized leader. So, that is going to be Newsome for Meralco, and then pagdating naman sa Magnolia Templado, that is going to be Lucero. Now, pag tinitingnan natin yung pareho nilang statistic, halos wala namang masyadong problema, or kaya sabihin natin wala nakakangat. Siguro si Lucero nakakangat ng konti sa rebounds kasi mas matangkad siya. And of course, yung points, konti lang naman. Pero siguro, hindi naman ganun kalaking difference. They are both yung leader ng team at sila yung mag-guide dito sa laban mismo ng dalawa na to. Pero ang edge dito, because of yung superior rebounding, siguro ibibigay ko dito kay Lucero. So that is for the second matchup. Yung third matchup naman ng mga player, ito yung tinatawag kong rest back. Ito yung kung sakali naman na yung leader is nag-struggle ng konti at nababantayan. Dito na papasok yung pinatawag nating probably second best player nila. So, on the side of Meralco, that's going to be Cancino. Actually, siya na nga yung best player dyan eh, kung tutuusin eh. And then, on the side naman ng Magnolia, that is going to be Lastimosa. Now, si Cancino, medyo nag-struggle siya ngayong second conference eh. Hindi siya ganun ka-dominant as compared sa All Filipino, pero kahit paano, maganda pa rin naman yung pinapakita niya. So, meron mga player na parang gusto nila na sa kanila yung kumbaga yung, kasi yung iba pag napag-pressure parang nawawala eh. Si Cancino is not that type of player. Mukhang talagang siya eh. He wants the heat. Yun yung ibig sabihin. Kumbaga kung sabihin natin na meron kasi natatakot sa Mikat. Si Cancino is not one of them. So makikita natin yung points average niya is 16.8, 0.08, 4.58 rebounds, and then 2.08 assists. Mas mababa ng konti as compared sa All Filipino, pero still maganda pa rin yan. Sila Lastimosa naman ang masasabi ko dito, he could be very inconsistent sometimes eh. Minsan marami rin siyang error. And then he is actually prone to doing hero ball. Pero kahit paano makikita mo na rin yung importance niya. And by the way, parang sophomore yata to, yung dalawa na to eh. So they actually came from the same draft class last year. At ngayon maganda na yung pinapakita nila. Ito, pagdating dito, ibibigay ko yung edge kay Cancino. Kahit paano siya yung mas magandang performance. And at the same time, pagdating ng actual na crunch time, parang mas stable yung performance si Cancino. Kasi sila Lastimosa minsan parang nawawala eh. So yun nga, katulad din sabi ko kanina, parang nag-hero ball. At minsan, medyo pumapalpak ng konti. Pero I think that's just part of development as a player. Yung kailangan medyo okay na rin yun, yung parang medyo matapang. Kahit minsan parang hindi nagbubunga yung katapangan na yun. So that is going to be CJ Cancino for the matchup. And finally po, the last one, ito yung tinatawag natin na X Factor. Ito yung pwedeng magpakita ng magandang laro. Sa side Meralco, si Brickman yung nakikita ko ngayon na parang on the rise eh. Actually, akala ko nga hindi siya magiging ganun ka-impactful, pero nakikita ko na parang siya na yung main point guard ngayon ng Meralco. Pagdating naman dito sa Magnolia, of course, this is a quarterfinals, kailangan dito yung veteran leadership ni Baroka. So ito, wala ditong may edge dito. Sasabihin ko na lang na X factor, sila yung mahalaga na kasama dito. So, itong apat na nakikita ko na player na maglalaro talaga ng gusto pagdating ng quarterfinals, sila yung abangan natin. Okay, moving on na tayo sa next part. And by the way, kung may naririnig yung kumakanta sa labas, dati yung kapitbahay na nagsimula namang kumanta sa kanilang video. Okay, huwag nyo nalang pansinin. So, wala na akong magagawa doon eh. Talagang medyo maingay yung mga yan. So, yun lang. So, pupunta na tayo sa game plan. This is yung discussion natin sa offense at defense ng both team. So, para sa Meralco, umpisa natin ang offense sila. In a game against na team na halos parehong-pareho yung statistic nyo ng dalawa, kailangan pumunta ka dun sa pinaka-asset mo, and that is yung matatangkad. So matangkad din naman yung nasa Magnolia, pero ang pagkakaalam ko dito, lamang dito yung Meralco eh. With Brandon Bates, Almasan, and hindi ko lang maglalaro si Hodge. So kahit paano matatangkad yung mga yun eh. So lamang sila sa tangka, they need to actually use that to dominate the paint. Now, ng last time ng quarterfinals, that is all Filipino against Rain or Shine. Si Almasan actually maganda yung nilaro eh. Although hindi ko alam kung injury si Almasan or something. Pero ang kailangan nila dito i-dominate yung paint kasi mas lamang sila dito. Yun yung nakikita ko lang na lamang ng Meralco as a player. And also malalaki din yung mga guard nila eh. So they can actually dominate the paint. That is for their offense. That is the game plan. Sa defense naman, ang kailangan nilang pigilan dito si Chapman. Kasi I think si Chapman na yung pinaka-catalyst ng offense ng Magnolia eh. So Chapman can actually shoot from the outside very well. And at the same time, maganda rin yung inside game niya. So kailangan dito si Chapman ang talagang number 1 priority nila. Kasi pag oras na napigilan nila to, kahit paano yung offense ng Magnolia is medyo mas mahirapan ng konti. Pagdating naman sa game plan ng Magnolia, ang offense nila is yung outside shooting nila mas connect kasi mas matatangkad yung nasa Meralco. So yung katulad ni Brandon Bates, kung maayos yung nilaro niya, what happened to that guy, parang nawawala. And then of course, yun nga, dahil medyo mas maliit sila ng konti, at yung mga matatangkad nila is medyo may edad na rin ng konti, kailangan medyo mas maganda yung outside shooting nila. Pero it's actually difficult to actually execute this one kasi that is the same din eh. Pagdating ng Meralco eh, pantay na pantay lang talaga sila. Pagdating sa defense, ang kailangan nilang gawin dito, yung tinatawag nilang man-to-man defense. Wala silang magagawa dito. When you actually have a team na parang mirror type nyo, yung parehong-pareho sila, so siguro ang magagawa nyo lang sa pinaka-defense is yung man-to-man. So, dito sila magiging stricto. Okay, and finally, pupunta na tayo sa last part. Ito yung verdict. Naunahan ko na kayo, nung pinag-aaralan ko to, medyo nahirapan talaga ako eh. Kasi pag nilagay natin dito yung mga parameters kung saan ako magdi-decide kung sino yung mananalo, they are actually the same, parehong-pareho. Now, kung binabalikan natin yung nasa first part ng vlog na to, yung pinakita ko yung elimination record nila, yung statistic, sabi ko, this is virtually the same eh. Halos walang may lamang dito eh. So, that one, pareho sila. Pagdating naman sa tinatawag nating momentum, ito nakikita natin to ngayon, ito yung part na to, this is also the same eh. Kahit makita natin na parang, hindi ba parang mas lamang yung Meralco kasi parang mas maganda tingnan. No, pag tinignan natin yan, pareho silang paangat. And especially on the last part, etong sa Magnolia, plus 3 going into the quarterfinals, that is a sign of a good momentum going into the quarterfinals. Now, ito pag nakita natin, di ba yung Meralco parang bumagsak yung isa? So, ito nga nasabi ko na kanina eh, they could have actually won this. This is against Magnolia, pero mukhang hindi na sila naglaro. So, instead of -1 sa streak nila, it could actually have been +4. So, maganda pareho yung nila, yung pasok nila dito. Kaya nga sabi ko parang equal na equal. Now, pagdating sa matchup, yung mga player na ito, they are also equal. Now, ako ay probably see na a little advantage on the local side of the Meralco. Pero pagdating sa import, medyo lamang na lamang dito yung Magnolia. Yung Magnolia, I think mas magaling si Chapman at saka at the same time, parang pag-oras na kailangan talaga ng someone who will actually go for the ball o kaya i-score, mukhang maasahan mo yung import na yan. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, si Marvin Jones is a good import, he's a good reinforcement, pero he's not a game changer. Ang game changer dito is the type of Chapman, which I think, pag tinitingnan ko ngayon, parang probably is in the top 3 import ngayon eh. In terms of performance, kasi ganun kaganda yung nilalaro niya. Nung una ko nakita si Chapman, sabi ko ba, medyo may edad na to, 38. Pero si Brownie is also 38. At maganda pareho yung nakuha nila. So, yung gamble ng Magnolia dito to actually replace Omot with Chapman actually paid off kasi maganda yung pinapakita ng import na yon. So, yung locals probably konting lamang lang sa Meralco, pero pagdating ng import, lamang yung Magnolia. So, yung matchup is also equal. So, equal na naman yan. Equal yung momentum, equal yung matchup. Pagdating sa game plan dito, pwede ko sabihin equal din kasi I think pwede nila i-execute pareho to eh. So kung ano yung plano ng coach, pwede nila gawin pareho. Hindi ito yung katulad ng nabanggit ko yung sa TNT na parang hindi nila malaman kung paano nila gagawin yung plano. So in this case, parehong equal. So meron na tayong tatlong equal. So pagdating dito, kung lalagay natin yung pinaka-odds nito, walang problema, this is going to be 50-50. Wala akong tulak kaibigan dito kasi talagang parehong-pareho sila. Kumbaga, kung tinitimbang mo yung dalawa na to, parehong-pareho. So, pag ganito yung usapan, eto mahirap mag-decide kung sino yung i-predict mo kasi talagang in the middle sila eh. Ang ganda ng matchup na to. So, siyempre kailangan mamili ako eh kasi ito nga prediction natin. So, ako, ang twice to beat dito is Cross Meralco, and then yung twice to win naman is Magnolia. Sa game 1, they are equal, pero I think makakanakaw ulit ng isang game dito yung Magnolia eh. So, I think yung momentum ng Magnolia is actually better than Meralco, although pareho silang maganda yung momentum. Pero I think makakanakaw dito yung Magnolia. Now, yung game 2, anything goes to kasi yung equal pa rin yung yung dalawang team na to. Ako ang pumapasok kasi sa isip ko dito, yung Meralco, matatalo ba sila ng 3 times in a row ng isang team? Posible naman yun, pero parang medyo mahirap kasi malakas din naman yung Meralco. Pero ako naman, on my case, I think ang talagang magiging edge rito ng Magnolia is yung import nila. So yung import nila, I think wag lang ma-foul trouble kasi yun ang problema nun, pa-foul trouble yun eh. Pag hindi na foul trouble si Chapman, I think he will be the big difference sa laro na to. He will actually dominate the game. At ako, I'm going to take a leap of faith dito. I think yung game 2 makukuha nila ng Magnolia. So, that is my verdict. So, ibig sabihin ng verdict ko dito, probably ang mananalo dito is yung Magnolia against Meralco. So, 3 times in a row. Although parang napakalit yung probability nun. Walang matalo nila yung Meralco. Pero, yung nga katulad ng sabi ko kanina, pantay na pantay yung team eh, kaya mahirap pag-predict ng isang kung sino talaga yung mananalo. Meralco can win, walang problema yon. Magnolia can also win. Pero I do have to make a choice kung sino dito. And eto, despite all the analysis na ginawa ko na kanina, babagsak pa rin tayo sa kutob. So sa akin yung kutob ko dito, Magnolia will actually go into the semifinals. And just in case, nagtatanong kayo kung ano yung probably magiging score, sa akin, this is based yung mga average nila. Score ng Meralco will probably be approximately 101. Magnolia naman is approximately 102. So, lalampas sila probably 200 dito eh. Yung dalawang team na to. So, that is my verdict. Ang sa tingin kong papasok rito sa semifinals will be Magnolia. So, that is it. That is for my second vlog para sa quarterfinals game. Again, thank you very much for listening and till next time po. So, abangan nyo na lang yung dalawa pa. Meron pang dalawang matchup eh. Yung SMB versus Ross and of course yung Phoenix versus Barangay Ginebra.